You mean? All right, yeah, we live, baby. I could. Hey, this one of these type of shows. Hey, I've been waiting for this show for a long time. Hey, I got welcome to Let's Talk About It, Shy. This is Locker Room Talk with Jitim Young. You know, Mr. Hall of Fame, Mr. Northwest, Mr. Wildcat, Chicago legend. You know what I mean? We in the locker room, and inside the locker room, I got my cousin, the Fresh Prince of the West Side of Pulaski Road, Delano. Rueben Trotter, the big fella. I got Rueben here, man. All-American, Chicago Public League, Red West, and everything. We got former NFL player, man. Got to work out with the St. Louis Rams. Is now in Los Angeles now, and he's gonna give us some insight on what he think about this draft. We're gonna kind of talk about that, dive into that, talk some basketball, Chicago basketball, NBA. We want to know who Rueben think. Rueben a basketball player, and he'll dunk you. We want to see what Rueben think, who's the best team in the league, who got a chance to win it all, who is MVP. Talk some and talk based off of what we seen in the NCAA tournament. You know, who was Rueben prospects for the draft, for the NBA draft up and coming. We're gonna get into that, but we're gonna dive right into it first. So, Rueben, first off, man, how you doing, man? What's been up with you, cuzzo?
Man, I'm chilling, man. You know, out in Minnesota, just working and kicking it with my son, man, for the most part. But other than that, man, honestly, I got to see a lot of good prospects come out of Minnesota.
Right.
Like Tyus and Trey Jones. Their brother was my roommate in college.
Yeah, I remember you told me that.
He's their trainer. I got to see Jaden up close and personal last year when he was there in high school. But
he killed that Gonzaga. That boy killed.
He was a monster in football, though.
I know. Ain't that Suggs from the Baltimore Ravens son?
Yeah, no, not his son. His nephew.
His nephew. Okay, yeah. Nephew. I know it's one of them.
Terrell Suggs' nephew.
Yeah, Terrell Suggs.
He's a hell of a quarterback. Could have went anywhere.
Right.
At the QB position.
I found that out in a tournament that he was a good quarterback. I didn't know he played football.
Oh man!
Until they were saying
he was nice. Like if he would have been football, he still would have been a prospect in football.
Okay.
Like, he's that nice. I've seen a lot of talent come out of him in Minnesota in the last few years, man. And I mean, you brought it up where Chicago basketball is at, man. Minnesota's right there right now as far as prep.
Well, you know, like as far as we could dive right into that. You know, first as far as like Chicago basketball, Chicago in the last, I would say 2008, 9, 10 maybe, Chicago haven't really been getting 5-star recruits. But you mentioned like living in Minnesota. Minnesota is getting 5-star recruits. Yeah. Minnesota is getting pros to come out of there. And like, what is the problem in Chicago basketball? How come DePaul it can't be the program that it's been? You know, Northwestern made the tournament like 4 years ago, but that's it. Illinois just now starting to get some momentum. Loyola has been hot, you know, in the last, 3 to 4 years. But what's the problem that you can see from Minnesota to Chicago?
So, let's put it like this, because Minnesota don't keep their players either. If you think about it, Jaden went to Gonzaga. Right. They got the big fella that's going to Gonzaga next year, Chet.
Right.
Then you got Matthew Hurt, and then you got Gary Trent, Matthew Hurt, and the two Jones boys. They all went to Duke.
But they D1 prospects coming out that state.
Prospects. But think about this: as far as Chicago basketball, if you grew up in Chicago, you spent all your life seeing just bullshit.
Right.
Why would you want to stay?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I would love for DePaul would have recruited me when I was in high school. I wanted to go to DePaul because of Quentin Richardson.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't recruit. If you look, even in that time, they was getting like a lot of East Coast players to go to DePaul.
True.
You know what I'm saying? They weren't even recruiting in the city, but people in the city, they don't want to stay there. They want to get out. You know, what's the point of staying in Chicago? DePaul is right in the heart of the city. Chicago State is right in the heart of the city. So is UIC. Right. Those are areas that we're too familiar with. That's more trouble for us, especially now that we're on that scene. You know what I'm saying? Like, UIC haven't done that since Martell and Sid.
Right.
You know, the last good Chicago class that DePaul had was CUNY.
Exactly.
And man, you was the last good prospect at Northwestern.
It's true. probably the last best one they ever had with no help.
Illinois is doing it because Illinois is gaining buzz now. They're starting to get that name back. You know, after they lost coach, they lost Bruce Self and then Bill Self and then
Bill Self,
and then Bruce Weber. You know, they struggle finding the right coach to get them city kids. You know what I'm saying? So like Bruce Weber was lucky that when he left, that D and Luther and them decided to stay because they could have transferred because Self was gone. So he got lucky there. And he just turned it around, and he tried for a couple of more years after that to duplicate what he had. But I mean, if you look, it was crazy after that. Derrick Rose, and you know they weren't going to Illinois. Derrick Rose, Jabari,
D Rose, Sharon, Shia, Beverly, that group of guys. Randle that played at Hales, that went to Cal, that was player of the year out there. Yeah, I mean, it was a crop of guys, but like that's the thing. When growing up in Chicago, when you was playing high school basketball and you played in the best high school basketball conference in the world, in the Red West Conference that produced Ronnie Fields and Kevin Garnett and Quentin Richardson, guys like that. Every night you played, you was playing against 3 and 4 Division I players. Yeah. Nowadays in Chicago, these kids, you might be playing against a half of a Division I player, or you might play against a 4-star recruit. Like what has changed in basketball versus like in Minnesota? You just named 7 guys that are 5-star players. Why is it the state of Minnesota is getting 5-star players, but Chicago is only getting 3-star players?
I tell you what, you ain't got guys like Coach Sanders and them around.
Right.
Me transferring to Delano changed my whole basketball career.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Sanders took us from the hood. And that 2 seasons to North Suburbs to go play and learn how to play basketball the right way with our mentality. You don't have everybody is in AAU now, and for high school basketball, it's about building a brand. Okay. Everybody's building a brand now, and that's what's selling on IG. That's how people are getting looks and stuff like that. Like no one's teaching them the game. Like I remember transferring to Delano and we going out there and do the North Shore thing. Then I remember y'all doing something at Gordon Tech. And then we going over to De La Salle and getting the same workout we just did in North Shore and Gordon Tech. We doing it at De La Salle. And then Sanders and come back with Bill and we'll put it all together and then create monsters. So you put all of us in that from that Pulaski Road area, hood mentality. Mm-hmm. Now we're getting this culture of getting diverse and working with white people and learning how to play pass first basketball. You know what I'm saying? How to swing the ball around side, top side, and stuff like that. It's not being taught. Yeah. Coaches are in it because they got a star player that they can market and brand off of. And so now they're getting Adidas contracts for the AAU program. You know what I'm saying? So
that's a good point.
It's all about profit now. It's not about teaching the kids, making sure the kids are straight. If you look at half these kids that's coming out of college this year, none of them is ready for the NBA.
Yeah. Maybe Cade Cunningham from Oklahoma State.
Cade and
I think he's ready. And Suggs. And I like Ayo. I think Ayo is ready. I think he, he was BSing in the Loyola game. I don't know what was his problem, why he just didn't attack the same way the Baylor boys attack or whoever they Loyola lost to, but they weren't trying to play Loyola game. They sped Loyola up.
Ayo's gonna always be ready because he's big. He's big.
Yeah, he's a big guard.
So you
Chicago mentality and he's tough.
Yeah. You either get an Embiid. Oh, I mean, no, not Ayo. I'm talking about. I don't know if Ayo's ready though.
I think he's ready. I watched a lot of him this year.
I was thinking about the big. The big is ready.
Nah, the big. Oh, Kofi. Nah, Kofi Cockburn is definitely. I think he coming back though. But I won't be surprised because he had such a good year. I won't be surprised if he left and said, you know what, I'll take my chance in the draft, and if they send me to the G League, at least I'll get paid the hoop. But he had a big tournament. But Ayo was the best player to me in college basketball.
Definitely.
To me, he was the best player. He was the best guard. Now I know the boy Suggs showed out in a Final Four. He played well, but Ayo carried the Big Ten and carried Illinois.
I put it like this, man. Suggs, the difference between Suggs and Ayo, as far as team-wise, Gonzaga bullied everybody they played this year.
Right.
If they would have played Baylor earlier this year like they were scheduled to, but the COVID thing kicked in, I think Baylor got sick or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that championship game would have been a different story. I don't think it would have been as bad as it was, but they bullied everybody until they ran into bullies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, them Baylor guards now, I think they're ready because they also spent 2, 3, 4 years in college.
Yeah.
Like, that experience come. If you look at guys that spent 3 or 4 years in college, they turned out to be great in the pros. Like Brandon Roy is the perfect example.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
but that's why there was so many upsets in the NCAA tournament. Because now you got these freshmen, and even just in college, like Duke, Kentucky, you got these freshmen, you got these grown men that's been in college 3, 4, 5 years. North Texas, they was beating people because it's a team full of seniors. These boys, 23, 24 years old, they grown men. You 18, 19, maybe 17 coming in as a freshman playing. 17-year-olds finna outplay a dude he's 7 years older than. I'm way stronger than you. I know the game better. You know what I mean? And that's why a lot of veteran teams won this year. Baylor, veteran team, a bunch of guys that's juniors and seniors, transfers from JUCOs, won the NCAA tournament this year.
Yeah, and think about Loyola's success. Like, they had 8 guys returning from the team that went to the tournament 2 years ago.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They already got that experience. They know how to go through the Horizon League.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They already know. Now, when we get to the tournament, it's a different atmosphere, but it wasn't the same because you didn't have that many fans out there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like I say, it's a lot of things that play the count into a lot of things, but like Buddy that shut it down at Duke, I don't think he's ready. Yeah. Jalen, what's his name? Jalen something. I don't think he's ready for the league. He's athletic, he's skilled, but I don't think he didn't dominate in college.
Any freshman outside of Cade Cunningham should come back to school.
No, I think Jalen should go.
Suggs, I forgot. I keep forgetting Jalen Suggs, a freshman too. And him, but like most of them, like Kentucky boys and them, like the blue bloods, the Kansas boys and all them.
Yeah.
And look, if you want to go get that money, and like dude didn't want to mess up his stock. He want to go get the bread. Okay, cool, go get it. I ain't want to tell somebody not to go get that check. But like, I just think it's a lot of these young players that should come back next year. And then again, the NCAA told the 4th-year seniors, that's what I'm gonna do for y'all. I'm gonna give y'all another year. So now you got seniors that's coming back. You got seniors that now that they got an extra year, they're not only coming back, but they transfer. Northwestern scorer, Cop, I think his name is. He's a pure scorer for Northwestern. He transferring to Indiana to play with the Hoosiers. So he just made the Hoosiers that, and the Hoosiers was like one of them on the cusp team. Like they had enough to make the tournament this year, but they lost 6, 7, 8 close games, kind of like the Pelicans. And we'll talk about the Pelicans later in our debate that we're gonna have with Randle and Zion. But and you add another a guy that was the man in Northwestern. Now he moves over to his Big Ten school in Indiana, full of talent. Not only do he got help, but he can still be himself. Man,
it's gonna be tough. What if Big Fella decided to go to the league this year?
From Indiana?
Yeah.
Okay, but Indiana, they got recruits coming back. Indiana can recruit better than Northwestern, for sure.
Who's the coach over there now?
Over at what?
Indiana, Mike Woodson.
Woodson, yeah, because Woodson that coached the Hawks.
No,
right?
Knicks.
The Knicks. Yeah, he coached the Hawks. He coached
he was
Joe Johnson
at the Hawks, but he was the head coach over there with Melo now.
He was the head coach in the Knicks, yeah. So what? Come on now. Yeah. That's a good look.
That's a damn good look. Like you can't,
and especially if he do the same thing with Cop, like he did for Cal Culver when he was in Atlanta, with them speedy guards that the Indiana the Indiana Hoosiers have, and then you got a dead-eye shooter who can not only put that thing in the air, but he got kind of a Mike Miller game where he could put it on the floor a little bit too. He ain't Gordon Hayward, but he Mike Miller. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference.
I don't know if you ask me, man. I'm taking Mike over Gordon. That's
Boy, you tripping,
Mike
you
Miller.
tweaking.
Well, you tripping.
That's why you're not a GM.
That's
why you're not a GM.
So hey,
I'm definitely taking Gordon Hayward over Mike Miller.
Hey, look, I see the posters in your house too. You're not a GM either. You're not a GM either. I see the posters on your wall.
I'm definitely taking, like, Mike Miller do the same thing that Gordon Hayward do, but Gordon Hayward just do it better, way better.
So?
That's it.
Oh man, that's
way
tough.
better.
I can't do that, man, because I seen. You think, man? I seen Mike Miller do some things in Orlando and at Florida. I seen Mike Miller.
It's like, you know what is, I'm gonna give you a good comparison to Mike Miller and Gordon Hayward. The difference between Gilbert Arenas and Ben Gordon. They do the same thing, but one is just way better. But they play the same way.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
Ben Gordon and Gilbert do not play the same way.
Ben Gordon score first. Gilbert Arenas score first. Ben Gordon is technically a point. Gilbert Arenas is technically a point. But they both play the two.
I disagree there.
Yeah.
I disagree.
Yeah. Okay. That's why you disagree.
But I get what you're saying about Mike Miller and Gordon Hayward, but I don't think Gordon Hayward does it much better.
Yeah, he do.
I don't think he does it better, man.
Look how good Charlotte is.
That's something I can concede to. You might be right, man. I have to actually. It's been a while since I seen Mike Miller do some things, so I can't really flash back.
Boston missing Gordon Hayward. They kind of, even though like they couldn't really figure out how to use him without the coach showing favoritism. The Celtics missing like one
extra
piece. They missing one piece to put them in a championship. And again, we're gonna talk about that later. Before we get into like too deep into basketball, but I just have to ask you about the Chicago thing, and I like your perspective of what Chicago basketball is. Because like I said, when we was growing up in the city, and for those of you don't know, you guys heard Ruben say Delano a bunch of times, and Coach Sanders and Mr. Baskerville Hall of Fame coach, friends with Luther Bedford, that was the Hall of Fame coach from Marshall from the movie Hoop Dreams. Delano is an elementary school in the West Garfield Park area that produced none but talent. It was in the movie Hoop Dreams, and that's the elementary school that myself and Ruben both attended, and none but great players is produced out of there. It's like the Kentucky of grammar school. That's what Delano is.
I was definitely a one and done.
Yeah, except for one. You're going to stay to 8th grade. Ain't no one and done. You stay in 8th grade, but when you go to high school, you definitely ready to play either varsity or high-level competition in high school. Like, you're going to be ready to play high school when you leave Delano. And so him and Ruben's breakdown of, like, basketball then versus now, I can see that because coaches are not teaching. But in Minnesota, they getting drilled. They getting taught. You know, I remember 43 Hoops with my man was over there at 43 Hoops. He used to teach. Chris Carr used to teach. He taught people the game. And so now if you getting taught how to play the right way, when these colleges come into AAU tournaments and they come in to look at you, they like, man, this kid understands how to play basketball. When they looking at the Chicago players coming out and all they want to do is one-on-one and throw lobs and look in the stands, you ain't finna come to my school and think you finna do that. Nah.
Yeah. But and see a thing too out here, what I see in Minnesota is a lot of parents are getting their kids involved at a young age, and Minnesota got a lot of guys out here that's like basketball trainers, and the majority of them are really good. Like, you know, you got guys like Gary Trent Sr., and if he goes to the same gym and he'll be training the kid, and he'll see another kid working out by himself and tell him to come on down and do the same drills. Now you got this guy that played in the NBA for X amount of years, coaches in the NBA for X amount of years. Son is in the NBA playing at a high level right now, and he's training all these kids. Like, you got Lorenzo Orr that played at USC. He was in the movie 6 Man. He's out here training kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then you got guys like Troy Hudson and Troy Bell. You know, then you got other guys that's not big names.
My guys.
Paris Cowles and like I say, the Tyson Trey Jones brother, JD Jones. Like, you know what I'm saying? He had a great career at a D2 level, so you won't know who his name is, but he got his 2 brothers to back. Like, I got them into the NBA. They both went they both was All-Americans in high school.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he got his proof to back his game up and back his training knowledge up. And that's the thing, though. Everyone is bouncing around, you know. And in Chicago, I don't think it's not the same no more.
They're not playing. It's like you said. It's a lot of the schools. You know, you do obviously you're gonna have some schools that teach, and whether it's in the suburbs of Chicago or even in the inner cities, it is some schools that teach their players how to play the right way. Yeah. But for the most part, in the Chicago that we know, it is nowhere near that. And part of the reason is exactly what you said. Let's go. Let's talk some NFL.
Wait. I got one more thing to that.
Go ahead. Before we can talk the draft.
The last thing that's messed up too is ain't no playgrounds.
Ain't no playgrounds. Yeah.
Ain't no playgrounds.
They shooting all the time.
They took the rims down. Yeah. They took the rims down in every court, man. Every court. You know, you can go to. Remember how we used to travel? Let's go play Carroll Court. Let's go over here and play league.
Over there at this court and at that court. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We can't do that no more.
True.
You know, we can't go to the Father. You can't go out to the courts. You know what I'm saying? That's a huge piece. From our background, that playground that either made you or broke you.
Yeah. If you could show who you was on the playgrounds of Chicago, like you wouldn't get no respect. Forget like, oh, I can't play out here, but I can play in high school. Yo, high school wouldn't even like that, but like, man, boy, nah, we don't want you. And you could be nice, but if they didn't respect you on the playground, man, when you got to them high school games, don't nobody finna give you no respect.
Yeah, hey man, trust me, my CL and them used to be over there with my brother, over there on the Albany court. Man, I used to go out there, man, get knocked on the ground. Nah, he ain't ready. Get him out of here. Gino, them, get him out of here. But time I started dunking it, when I went to Delano and that game changed. The playground changed for me.
The playground changed, everything changed.
But that's one of the dopest scenes that you see the in Hoop Dreams is the scout right there at the playground looking at Arthur.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He discovered Arthur at the playground, not in
the game. Watching them on the playgrounds in Chicago competing when playground basketball was at its mecca, at its apex. You know what I mean? So you got a good point with that. You got a good point. You know, I heard, and I don't know if you heard, the projected #1 overall pick from Clemson said this: I don't care about winning a championship. It don't really matter to me. And nobody said nothing. But they trying to find everything in the world to say about Justin Fields and what he can and can't and what he can and can't do. But this man literally said out his mouth, football, if I win, I win. If I don't, I don't.
I put it like this.
How you feel about this draft tomorrow?
Man, you know me, football draft it's so hit and miss in football because there's so many positions to look at and scout. And so many positions people don't know about. Like, I can't sit here and tell you who's a good offensive lineman and who's not a good offensive lineman, even if I looked at the stats. Right. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But for these skill positions, I always look at it like this, man. And we know NFL is ran by all white guys. You know, they like you brought that up. My other thing was they were saying Justin Fields has character issues, but here Mac Jones got 2 DUIs in college.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But Justin Fields got character issues. Like, they're always going to make the white guy look better or try to make him look better.
He's such a hard worker. He's such a leader. He's the last one to leave. Well, Justin Fields, he has talent. So
he has talent.
Black quarterback. Yeah, he's talented, but the white quarterback is a leader and a hard worker. Like, it just make me win.
It's only 2 black quarterbacks I never heard nobody question. Pat Mahomes and Russell Wilson. Never heard nobody question them because their image is different than Lamar Jackson. Their image different than Justin Fields. You know what I'm saying? You can tell where
neither one of them, like what Wilson went like second round or something like that, and what's the name? The Bears took a boy that played in North Carolina.
Don't get me started on Mitch.
Yeah, man. But that's my point. Mahomes and Deshaun Watson should have been taken way before Mitchell Trubisky was taken. You know what I mean? So that just goes against your point. What you saying?
It's a lot of things that play into it, but that quarterback position, that's the only thing that white people have left when it comes to sports. It's the only position they got left, man. Think about it. How many black DBs and how many white DBs in the NFL right now?
Man, not too many.
It's none
that you know by name.
Yeah, I don't think there's none.
Yeah,
there's a few wide receivers, but the only one that stands out is Adam Thielen in the NFL.
Yeah.
You know, we had Jordy Nelson before him. They come one at a time now.
Yeah,
it's the only position that white people got, unless you're gonna be on that offensive line as a center.
Yeah.
That's it. So
Jacksonville is taking Trevor Lawrence. Are you okay with that? They need a quarterback, so and they got
I like it.
They got the former Ohio State coach is now the new head coach over there.
I like it because I like him with Urban Meyer.
Yeah.
If I'm Urban Meyer and I'm looking at the speed that I got on the outside with those boys, and then I'm looking at I got at least two or three running backs in there. I'm looking for someone that's going to be able to match them. I'm looking at Trey Lance. I'm looking at Justin Fields. I'm just going off what I need. I don't care who has the highest upside of potential. I'm going off what I need. Urban Meyer has done great with quarterbacks. You see what he did with Tebow.
And then he came over to Ohio State and gave the NFL out of Ohio State when they won that championship. All three of them quarterbacks went to the league.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you got to trust his process. He know what he's doing for that quarterback position. Because before Tebow, he had Chris Leaks over there. And Chris Leak, I think, was a great college quarterback. He didn't get the chance in the NFL.
Right.
Now he got 3 NFL-ready guys that he can draft. And I would say it wouldn't be a bad pick if he choose either one. I mean, we saw what Trevor can do. We know what he can do. Right. But that position is getting old. Unless you got an old line that's going to stand up and protect him, it's going to struggle. Look at Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow put up good numbers.
Great numbers and got hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they in the first round. It looked like they probably looking at like Northwestern, but we'll get to their pick in a second. The Jets, number 2, it looked like they taking Zach Wilson out of BYU to play in New York. They like the way he get rid of the ball quick, and you know they had the boy 2 years ago that they let go, Sam Darnold or whatever. But now he's supposed to be the new face.
But see, and that's my thing is as a quarterback. So Trevor Lawrence is going into a great situation. They have 4 good outside receivers over there,
right?
In Jacksonville, he's coming over here now. I don't know if it was Sam Darnold or the play caller, but when seriously, because when Joe Flacco took over, although they still didn't win, those receivers look good.
They look great.
Yeah, they look good. So, like I said, I don't know if it was Sam Darnold or the coaching, but Joe Flacco took over and he looked good.
Yeah, he did.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. For a quarterback coming in, you got to put like a learning curve on there, and then you got to put like a measurement for his success. What is going to be his measurement for success? Like I don't know how many games the Jets won this year. It wasn't a lot. If he goes 2 games, 3 games above that, then okay, you know that's good. So second year now we gotta figure out what pieces we need.
Well, they're gonna have to ride out. They're gonna have to ride out with him now because like this. I mean this is the quarterback draft this year. This is like the draft for all the top quarterbacks at. So they can't. They already messed up on Darnold. They took him early first and they didn't do a good job. They got to get it. The Jets got to get it right now. Otherwise, they're going to be in trouble.
My thing is, I like how the Browns built their team. They built their team from the defense to the offense. They built the defense first. And then they drafted a quarterback that they thought was going to get them over the hump, but they put players around him. They got their defense. They got, what's my man's name? Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield, yeah.
They got Baker. and then they put the pieces around him and let him grow. They didn't.
Right.
They didn't get rid of him the first chance they saw. Like, oh, we had all these pieces,
struggling.
still struggling. Oh, the second year he's better, but he still struggled. And then look what he did this year. We in the playoffs without our best receiver.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But we got 2 running backs that's monsters. When Odell come back, we got 2 receivers that's monsters. And then we got defense. They just signed somebody. They just signed Jadavion.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got 2 monsters coming off the edges.
Right.
If I'm the Jets, I'm going off defense first, and then I'm going to get my quarterback 2 or 3 years from now.
Right.
Because I got to get my defense right. At least I know with defense we're going to compete, and we're going to be able to have those opportunities to like shut teams down, and then we'll work on the offensive side because you got nothing to give that boy. If he's coming in and he has nobody to throw to, or he has 2 seconds, like think about it. I use Mitch. People don't like Mitch, but Mitch only had a 2-second window to throw the ball.
Right.
Well, he had
a running game that he didn't use either, because that boy Jordan Howard out of Indiana was getting busy. 2,000-yard rushing season. Mitch Trubisky come in, he making Mitch's job easy, and then the coach get rid of him. And his boy Montgomery come. They don't feed him the ball. They try to make Mitch throw it 100 times a game. Man, Mitch ain't Peyton Manning. You know what I mean? And now Mitch in a position where he don't got a job anymore.
But see,
number 3 is the 49ers.
That's all Nagy fault.
Yeah, well, that's a different conversation. The 49ers is number 3. It looked like they taking. Some people say they're gonna go ahead and take Matt Jones out of Alabama because they say Matt Jones remind the Shanahans of Kirk Cousins. But a lot of people feel this is where either you taking Trey Lance or you taking Justin Fields. If you was in a GM situation, who you taking and why?
This is tough because I like Jimmy G. Jimmy G got you to the Super Bowl.
They sending Jimmy G back to where he came from. It looked like Belichick to get him back.
But that's what I'm saying. I like Jimmy G. Jimmy G got me to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really. I mean, we have to protect him better. That way he don't get hurt. But if knowing that Jimmy G's a standstill QB, and Mac Jones was it Mac Jones or the other one that had
Mac Jones played at Alabama. He was
he had one surgery in college.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't want to take a chance. I got to go with the mobile. I'm either going with Justin Fields or Trey Lance.
There you go. I think Trey Lance is like a wild card pick because I think, man, he gonna probably end up being like, when people look back at this draft, whoever don't take him, and I'm not saying like Justin Fields ain't good, but like Trey Lance is a quarterback that it's a can't miss pick. I don't want to be the quarterback that took, somebody like you be like, okay, I had a chance between Matt Jones and Trey Lance, or I had a chance between Wilson and Trey Lance, and I ain't take Trey Lance. I just don't want to be that quarterback. I can understand why you take what's your name number 1, because it just kind of he been a number 1 pick since 8th grade, and he's done what he needs to do throughout high school and college. But like, you know what I mean? Matt Jones, Justin Fields, I think them 2 right there is just like the.
When it comes to Mac Jones, I put it like this: how many quarterbacks from Alabama pan out?
Exactly.
The jury is still out on Tua, but you have guys like A.J. McCarron, who Mac Jones remind me of.
True.
Then panned out. He was a backup. He was a backup for 2 years and then panned out. Then panned out.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to go with Trey. I got to go with Trey, and I got to go or Justin. I don't feel like you can go wrong with those 2 picks.
So you got the Atlanta Falcons at 4. They got former MVP Matt Ryan still there. They're looking to trade Julio.
I don't know why. Why?
Because Julio hurt. But they looking to take to me the best player in the draft. The best player overall in this draft is Kyle Pitts, the tight end from Florida. I think he's the best player overall, and it looked like Atlanta might take him at 4.
You think he's better than Chase?
I think he's better because he's bigger. He got the same speed as Chase. He's bigger than Chase, and then he's a tight end. He's what 6'5". You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get
He's a
that.
tight end with speed. He like Megatron, but he's a tight end that can also play wide receiver in the slot.
I mean, so I've seen that transition happen a lot. I've seen it with Gates. I've seen it with Gonzalez. I mean, those big tight ends, you know,
that boy from the Chiefs, the boy from the 49ers.
Kelsey. Yeah, I mean, I like my man over as a Raider too. My thing is though,
and this was your position. This the position you was working out for in the NFL to play this position.
Man, look, I ain't gonna lie to you. That position hard as
yeah.
Especially and the only thing I don't know about Kyle Pitts, I don't know if he's a good blocker.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I watched tape on him.
Do that in the run block and the pass block.
I watched tape on him. He a pretty good blocker. The thing is, he's such a playmaker, like a Kittles and like a Kelsey, that like people saying that, you know, he might right now without even touching the NFL football. He top 5 wide receiver in the league, and he ain't played it down yet.
So this is what I would do, and like Kyle Pitts is a guy that you really can't pass up on.
Right.
And I don't know how many picks Atlanta got in the first round, but I'm not moving Julio. I'm moving Matt Ryan. It's time.
So you take a quarterback. You take a quarterback at 4?
No. I don't know how many they don't have. They only got one pick in the first round. You can get it, but you can trade Matt Ryan. But if you keep Ridley, Pitts, and Julio, you got some. And what's the name? Seem to find his little resurgence over there too. What's the running back name? Gurley.
Gurley, yeah.
He found some resurgence over there.
Right.
So all you need is a running back. I mean, a quarterback that can deliver, that can make every pass.
But if Atlanta take a quarterback, Pitts is definitely not going to be around.
Don't take a quarterback. You can trade Ryan and get some. You can trade Ryan and get some. You can trade. Him. You know what I'm saying?
But I don't think Matt Ryan a problem. I think he still got it. It ain't to me.
He need a change.
You think he need a change?
He need to change the scenery.
Maybe.
He hasn't been the same since the Super Bowl, man. Since they lost.
True. Since they lost, yeah. Maybe you're right.
Scenery, man.
Well, we're gonna see what they go do. You was talking about your boy Cincinnati, with your guy Burrow from LSU, and it looked like they taking Jamar Chase to get Burrow a playmaker. I know you said he needs some protection, but they just gave him a playmaker. How you feel about that?
Because it gives AJ Green something that AJ Green never had since he been there.
AJ Green look like he out. It like AJ Green might be gone.
But I'm saying like that's what they should have done. And if they doing it just to replace AJ Green, it's gonna be tough.
Right.
You're gonna be in the same Andy Dalton, AJ Green situation. A great quarterback, great receiver, but we can't put it together because we don't have all the other pieces.
You know who I'm pulling for AJ Green and Julio to go to? Lamar Jackson, the biggest football player on the planet right now.
Hey,
my favorite player.
All Lamar need right now is to be in the situation where he got just as many weapons as my man Mahomes.
And you see what happened to the boy from Buffalo. You give him one receiver, he a whole different animal. Even though I think Lamar was doing good. You know what I mean? But if you give Lamar another element when they try, quote unquote, to take his running game away, because he still figure it out. Like, dude, Hollywood Brown is not a number one. They need a dude that's going. Like, if they throw it in the vicinity, he coming down with it. They thought Dez could be that. There's one thing. You know what I mean? But you get Lamar Jackson at Baltimore. Baltimore gonna see Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. If he get one of them two or both.
Dez was old. I can't use Dez as an excuse, man. I think Dez wanted to just get back out there to see if he had it still.
Yeah.
And he was
he did good. He scored a touchdown.
Yeah, on a 5 out, 5 yard in.
5 yard out. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I can see him as a possession receiver. Third down, needed first down, short and you know what I'm saying, third and short.
And then he lost his cool in the playoffs. Remember, he got that flag for pushing somebody, and then Harbaugh didn't put him back in the game for the rest of the playoffs.
Yeah, but that's just reputation shit. That's like DeMarcus Cousins getting in the game saying one thing to the ref and now it's automatic tech because of
reputation.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, Dez is a hothead, but he's always did it on the sideline. That's referees just tired of getting embarrassed now.
That's all. Well, your boy Tua, you were talking about Alabama. He had number 6, and it looks like they're going to get his teammate Devonta Smith, the dude that killed Ohio State in the in a college football championship. They couldn't stick him. They had that boy like Reggie Rice, Jerry Rice. Excuse me. They had him like Jerry Rice out there. Do you think that they should forget Smith and go after one of them quarterbacks, or do you think they should, or do you believe in Tua?
I don't think he had enough time. I think for what he did, he had a winning record as a quarterback last year. He didn't hurt you, and he didn't overly help. Like he wasn't outstanding, but we also got to give him time coming back from that hip injury. That's crazy because the mock draft I'm looking at, they got Jalen Waddle going there. The other receiver from
Jalen Waddle,
Waddle.
I saw that. I saw that in the one I'm looking at too. They got Jalen Waddle. So they said it's possible that they could take Jalen Waddle, but because Jalen Waddle was bigger, but what I mean, Smith is just a beast.
I just say size in the field. It only matters if you don't know what you're doing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He has good footwork. Both of them have great footwork coming off the line, and so I doubt it'll be many possessions where they're getting jammed up on the line.
Yeah.
And I think both of them is great route ones. I don't think you can go wrong with either one. Like Miami needs that. I use Miami and Madden, and when I say they have nobody to make a big play for you, right now they have nobody to make a big play. And we know Tua can throw in all 3 zones. He can throw short, medium, and long, accurately, and off the run. So, like I said, just give him time. I think he played well this year, and I think just giving him more pieces to go with, I think he's going to be fine. I think Miami's going to be fine. And they got a hell of a defense already. Again, another team that built their team from the defense.
To the and then went to the offense.
Another team. So
the Lions,
3 or 4 more years, man, they're going to be making noise.
I hope so. Well, it depends on if Tua can stay healthy,
Yeah, that's true. That's all about protection. You see what happened to my man, 2 tackles lead, and Shaq Barrett and them look like monsters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They
definitely did.
For his life.
For his life. Couldn't wasn't no behind the back passes that game.
Yeah. Because them two, if you can build an offensive line for a QB, any QB could be successful.
Right.
Look,
well, we'll see.
We had Cal Orton as our QB, and we were successful.
That is definitely true. But the Bears always had defense. Detroit and the Panthers at 7 and 8. As you know, Detroit got Jared Goff now, and they're looking to protect him. Number 7, they got an offensive tackle from Oregon. And then the Carolina Panthers, who just got newly acquired Sam Darnold, they still got the playmaker himself. You know what I mean? Mr. Showtime from Stanford. They still got him back there. Hopefully he's healed up after taking a year off from football. But it looks like Carolina's going defense and they taking the Virginia Tech cornerback. But people said that they should take Justin Fields.
This draft I got is horrible, bro. Because they got Trey Lance going to Detroit.
Okay.
They got Trey Lance going to Detroit. And they got the Panthers getting the OT from Oregon. Sewell.
Well, I mean that makes sense too. Cause like what did Jared Goff show you? So if you're gonna start off Jared Goff, you know what you're gonna give him Jared Goff. Trey Lance might be the new Mike Vick, the new Lamar Jackson in the NFC. And if he brings excitement to Detroit like that, you know what I mean? Now, like, because I think he's gonna sell tickets. It's just something about Trey Lance. I think he just got that that little boy from Arizona. I think he got a game like that. I think he got one of them type of games in him.
Yeah. You're talking about man, what's my man that played that? Was it
the number one? He was number 1 pick last year.
Man,
played baseball with the Oklahoma.
I can't remember his name, man. I always get him and Jalen Hurts confused.
Yeah, definitely, because they both short and quick, but you know what I mean. Yeah, but he's special though. But
yeah.
Anyway, it'll come to us later. They got Denver. Now they got Denver at number 9 taking Trey Lance in this one, and then number 10, the Cowboys taking a cornerback, J.C. Horn.
They taking J.C. Horn. See, on mine, Denver, they're taking Justin Fields, and they taking Patrick Surtain, the cornerback.
Surtain, the corner.
But
that's what everybody think Dallas should get. Everybody think Dallas should get. Everybody know Dallas need a cornerback, and everybody's saying that Patrick Surtain will be the best corner out of everybody. But you know, we know Dallas need defense. That's what we can't agree. We can't agree on that. Dallas need defense.
Dallas need the prayer. Dallas need prayer, man.
And for Denver, if you don't believe in Drew Lock, if you don't think Drew Lock is your guy, then it makes sense for you to go get one of them quarterbacks.
Man, listen here. Right. Listen, you heard it here first, cuz. At some point in the NFL, the only white people that's going to be on the field are coaches and O-linemen.
Right.
All them skill positions, they finna go. Justin, let's go ahead and get Justin.
Okay.
You're going to have your standout. You're going to have your standout white guys like Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence. But if you look at all the teams that's been successful, they have dual threat quarterbacks.
Right. You got to be a dual threat.
You got to be a dual threat, man. Like, Breeze struggled these last 2 years because he can't get outside the pocket.
He can't get outside. I mean, he still had nice numbers, but I mean, and then, Tom Brady's just a GOAT. He just, but Aaron Rodgers is dual threat. You know what I'm saying?
Aaron Rodgers is dual threat. So if you can't move.
And he's super accurate. Aaron Rodgers is throwing a football through a tunnel and hitting a safety pin on a money. So
Aaron Rodgers is Drew Brees on steroids.
Drew Brees on steroids.
Yeah, because Drew Brees was accurate too, but he can't move.
He can't move, and he knew it was time.
Yeah.
So the Giants at number 11, they taking Waddle to help Saquon Barkley. Hopefully Saquon come back with a bounce back year. He tore his ACL, and I'm just praying because I believe in Saquon Barkley. I think he's just super cold. But you give Jones some help with Saquon with Waddle. Whichever one they take. If Devonta Smith is there at 11, they take him. I feel, but they got Waddle here in at 12. The Eagles take Surtain if Dallas don't take Surtain.
So this is what I see is the Giants is taking the old tackle from Northwestern, Rashawn Slater.
Yeah, he good. I watched him play.
They need that. They always needed an O-line, even in Eli days. They need the O-line.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then for 12, Philly is taking Caleb Farley from Virginia Tech, a corner.
Yeah, so everybody know Philly need that. They need to fix their secondary. So and not too much to talk about right there with them. They got their quarterback. They got him last year in the draft, Hurts, and they're gonna move forward with him.
Now, though, man, because they got Flacco over there too. And like I said, Flacco
they got an insurance policy, and that's good.
Flacco looked good in those 3 games he played for the Jets. He just didn't have much to work with.
Right, and Hurts looked good in the 3 or 4 games that he played. Yeah. So we'll see. May the best man win.
I want Hurts to win.
Yeah.
Me personally, I like Hurts. I've been a fan of his when he was at Alabama.
When he was at Alabama, I was too.
And so,
but it says a lot about him because not only did he leave and go to another school that's way different from Alabama in a different conference, he took them to the college football playoffs too. Yeah, that says a lot. Like that says a lot about him.
Yeah, I respect that, and I wish when Urban Meyer had those 3 quarterbacks over there in Ohio State, I wish 2 of those 3 would have went to different schools. I forgot. I know it was one Pitts, and I forgot the other 2 boys' names, but they was nice.
Cardell something, Patterson or something like that. Cardell, and then it was it was who was that? It was that dude that like led the Big Ten in rushing. He ain't really do nothing in the NFL. but he was nice at Ohio State. Yeah, he got banged up. Yeah, I forgot his name. But anyway, number 13, the Chargers.
Cardale Jones and Braxton Miller.
Yeah, Braxton Miller. That's what I mean. But Braxton Miller converted to wide receiver.
Yeah.
In the NFL.
He did that in college.
Yeah, he became a wide receiver and a punt returner, kind of like Antoine Randle. So that's kind of what he hung his hat on. And I don't know where he at now, but
that's why I hate the NFL, because they made a lot of black QBs do that. They made Antoine Randle do that. They made the boy from Michigan, Denard Robinson, do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Terrell Pryor ended up having to do that.
Yeah, he became a wide receiver.
Yeah. Like I hate when they do that shit. But now you can't. There's no denying now. These black quarterbacks now are fast. They can think on the move.
They like, I ain't converting over. I'm a quarterback. Yeah. They telling you straight up. And you heard what Mama Jackson told the league. Man, my son is a quarterback. Don't worry about how fast he can run. He can throw the football.
He ain't no running back.
And look, he the MVP. His mama made him an MVP. On the real, but you got to be like that, man. You got to do that, and it's sad. It got to be like that, but it is what it is. Yeah. They got the Chargers taking my boy from Northwestern, Rashawn Slaton, to protect Justin Herbert at 13, and then your new hometown, the Vikings, they got somebody protecting your quarterback over there from Michigan State, Christian. Well, your quarterback is from Michigan State, but this dude, Christian Darrisaw, is an offensive tackle from Virginia Tech. What do you think? What do you think Minnesota need? What do you think the Vikings need?
I gotta get on the same draft as you, because this draft that I got, they got Devontae Smith going to the Chargers.
And if he dropped that low, yeah.
They got Minnesota. They got the Vikings taking Michael Parsons, a linebacker out of Penn State. I definitely.
He a monster.
I think we're set offensively. I think
he a monster.
Yeah.
The linebacker from Penn State. I forgot all about him because he set out this year, but he cold.
They need him.
Oh, I forgot all about him.
The Vikings is set offensively. The Vikings is set.
Yeah, man. You know who should? I would say Dallas need to think about taking him at number 10, but Dallas got the boy from Notre Dame that they gave all that money to that ain't really do nothing. With the dreads, I forgot his name.
DeMarcus
Lawrence. He a defensive end. Who is the linebacker?
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah,
I forgot his name.
I think all that goes with scheme too, man.
Yeah,
I don't feel like a team that was top defense a year before is just gonna fall off like that without losing nobody. Yeah, I think that was all Mike McCarthy's scheme, man. He's never really been good defensively, anyways, in his coaching career. They was horrible.
Hey, if the Minnesota Vikings get that boy from Penn State, Minnesota defense, because Minnesota always known for like having a good defense, kind of like the Bears. Minnesota defense is gonna be fire if they get him.
They need help. They need help with that linebacker, but they also need the secondary.
Yeah,
Minnesota needs.
I bet they get something in the second round, but they got him in this mock draft that I'm looking at on ESPN. They got somebody protecting your boy, but like in yours, that's a good pick. You can figure out an offensive tackle later, but in that first round, if you could like that type of player is like the linebacker. The linebacker that played for Tampa last year. He was huge in the Super Bowl. Yeah. He was a big-time player. If you could get somebody like game-changer like that, you got to take that. So, and that's a good look for Minnesota. And again, that's what Minnesota hang their hat on, defense.
Yeah. Do yours got New England taking the O-lineman from USC?
The New England, they look like they're going to take Justin Fields. And then the Cardinals at 16 take Northwestern, which I said he was a pro when I saw him play. No, and he ran a 4.38 in his 40. Greg Newsome II from Northwestern. When I saw him play this year, I was like, this boy is an NFL player. And they got the Cardinals, Arizona Cardinals, getting their defensive better with Budda Baker back there and Isaiah Simmons and Malcolm Butler all in the back. They make their secondary stronger, getting Greg Newsome II from Northwestern. I like him. I think he a good pick for me. Physical.
That's tough.
Yeah.
All that is tough, but like I said, this draft is different. Maybe this dude will see something totally different. But Greg Newsom going 23rd to the Jets.
Okay, and the Jets need help on defense too. They lost their boy to the Seahawks a while ago.
Yeah,
so
he Jamal
yeah,
Adams.
so if Newsom drop and go 23, he's still first round. But either way, well, who do your draft got the Cardinals taking?
The Cardinals is taking Jalen Phillips, edge rusher.
Oh,
Miami.
So they taking your advice. The Cardinals must be listening to our show because they taking your advice building the defense.
Gotta build.
So you got the Las Vegas Raiders. They on mine. They got the Raiders taking the linebacker out of Penn State that we were just talking about. That's going to Minnesota, and then the Miami Dolphins is taking a linebacker out of Georgia, Aziz Ulawi.
See, what do yours got? I think yours sounds more accurate than mine because mine's taking the linebacker from Notre Dame, Jeremiah Osu Koromoa. And then Miami is taking a edge rusher, Kwity Paye from Michigan.
Okay. Well, it look like Miami still. It look like Miami, like, man, we definitely got to get our defense better because we don't know what kind of quarterback we're gonna have this year.
I think they're gonna be straight though. I think they already got all the right pieces in the defense area. Like they got two lockdown corners. Like their cornerbacks are definitely underrated. Right. They're decent in the linebacker area and their defensive line. I mean, they can use a pass rush. And I think he might be the thing they need. That edge rush that they need. But man, I think Miami's gonna be straight. They need to really focus on just getting a playmaker on offense, like someone that can just break for, a big play at any moment of the game, like a Saquon and like a Jamal. What's my man over here that played in Minnesota this year, the receiver?
Oh yeah, woo, little Randy Moss. I call him Little Moss.
Hey, shit.
Hey, right now. He's little Randy Moss.
Well needed.
Woo! Man, that's a bad boy. That's a bad boy. That wide receiver y'all got over there. Hey, that boy different. He different.
Yeah. He's
special. Man, he's special.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna ever mention the receivers here without mentioning Thielen because he came from Mankato. So, I rep Mankato like you rep Northwestern, man.
Absolutely. For sure. No, Thielen cold. Thielen definitely cold. I like Thielen. Thielen cold.
Man, just imagine they would have kept Diggs if Diggs would have stayed happy here.
Well, I think Diggs was unhappy. And if a player's unhappy, you should let him leave because he's gonna be more trouble. Because it ain't like college and high school, Ruben, where you gonna act right while you stand here, and these grown pros. They'll be like, what? Man, I ain't doing nothing. I ain't even playing. They gonna do you like James Harden. So you gotta get him up out of there. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to be there.
He just had to get Cousins some time to adjust, man. It was his first year. They first year playing together. Cousins just, got to warm up. And as you see, he did the same thing this year. He struggled for the first
both teams won because Buffalo, got into the playoffs and they was decent. And you know what I'm saying? Minnesota found little Randy Moss. So everybody should be happy. Everybody sending Christmas presents to each other. Everybody should be happy. So, it's all good. You got your Washington football team, speaking of defense, they ain't got no quarterback, but they're going to stick to the defense. They taking the linebacker that you just said at 19 from Jeremiah from Notre Dame. And then the Bears is taking offensive tackle, Taven Jenkins from Oklahoma State. I guess the Bears.
That might be the most accurate thing on here because the Bears on here got taking Taven Jenkins from Oklahoma State. But the Washington football team, they taking Kadarius Toney, a receiver from Florida, which I think they need.
Quick guy. Yeah, but who's throwing him the football?
That's what I was gonna say.
Why would you waste a pick? Why would you waste a pick on a receiver if you don't got a quarterback? And if all five of the guys are taken, unless one of them top 5 picks drop that low, you obviously gonna take that. But I mean, unless they looking in the second round at a quarterback, unless they said, okay, we looking into the second round. But you know what? You know what I did here? ain't Fitz Magic over there now?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I can't call the dude that win 4 games a year a Fitz Magic, man. I'm sorry. I can't call him Fitz Magic, man, because he wins 4 games. He hits you with that hot streak. He win the first 4 games of the season, and then it's downhill after that.
Yeah, but like, man, the coach benched him this year, and even the guys that was on the team was like salty about that. But the Indianapolis coach, they going for defense. They taking Kwity Paye from Michigan. I think you said you talked about that earlier as one of your picks, and then the Tennessee Titans to join that monster they got in the backfield. They gonna get better receiver, and they taking Elijah Moore, wide receiver out of Ole Miss. Now what did yours got?
So mine, the coach they're taking Christian Darrisaw, old tackle out of Virginia Tech. And then the Titans is taking Sammy Kosmi, another old tackle out of Texas.
Okay. So they trying to protect they feel they need to protect get that quarterback more time.
What's the quarterback? I call the man Tannehill. It ain't Tannehill.
Tannehill. Yeah, you right, Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, he's so damn trash. He's so damn trash.
Hey, that's what they get.
Paying him that much money, and then if you go look at that beast over there, you go look at his contract. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah,
you just paid this dude.
That man playing for super tacos and nachos compared to what Tannehill getting. That's crazy.
That shit crazy. Like, take Tannehill off, and you put any quarterback back there. As long as he handing off to that man Derrick Henry, he gonna be successful.
He gonna win. So and you seen what Baltimore did. Baltimore was like, okay, we got something for you, Femo. We ain't letting Henry run at all.
Man,
beat us, Tannehill, and he couldn't do it.
He can't. Got Lamar Jackson his first playoff win. I was like,
got Lamar his first playoff win, his revenge win too.
Got a revenge win. Yeah,
got his revenge
like how they did them last year.
Yeah. Yo, New York Jets. So we going back to the bottom. New York, I guess New York got another pick in this round. The Jets taking a guard out of USC, Elijah Verrod Tucker, and then the Pittsburgh Steelers is taking a running back because I guess dude from Pittsburgh is out of there. But they taking Najee Harris out of Alabama.
See, and there, Elijah Verrod Tucker is going 15 to the Patriots on mine.
Okay.
But for the Jets on this one, they taking Greg Newsome II. You talked about him earlier.
Okay, yeah, from Northwestern. Okay.
And the Steelers. Hello? Lat.
Yeah, you here. You still here. So you said who the Steelers taking?
The Steelers taking Najee Harris from the running back.
Yeah, well, they got that right. Because,
right?
Pittsburgh build a team off defense and running. So you know what I mean? And you got the old head, he said he coming back. So, they start off 11-0 hot, and then they got cold. They got tundra cold. They got Chicago 2 months ago cold. With all that
I think Big Ben he just got to go, man. He got retired.
Okay, but who they gonna get? Who out there?
Man, then they just pick up. They about to groom that young boy that Washington cut last year because they picked him up.
Oh yeah, from Ohio State. Yeah, he need to sit. Well, he need to sit a year because he ain't ready to be no starter. He already showed. He showed last year he too immature to be a starting quarterback.
I can't see that, but that's the thing though. Like, is it immaturity or if it's not have been in the right organization?
Maybe it's both because look at you see what happened to Tampa Bay quarterback Jameis Winston. He learned behind Drew Brees for a year. Now he got the job.
My thing was Jameis. That was the thing about it, and Jameis said it himself. If I didn't throw 30 picks that year, I'm damn near I'm MVP. I threw 30 touchdowns. I threw for 5,000 yards. I threw for 5,000 yards with 30 interceptions.
Right.
Like, what I'm saying? Like, it's all about coaching. You see how Bruce Arians tried to shit on that man every year, every chance he got this year. He tried to shit on Jameis Winston.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got to play him.
Well, they in the same conference and they get to battle each other.
And he
so
got
we'll
a
see what's
weapon
gonna
over
happen.
there too. He got 2 weapons over there.
Oh yeah, well the Saints keep a squad, so
I'm just saying like Tom Brady is the weapon over there, but he got a weapon. He got a weapon in the receiver. He got a weapon in the running back.
Oh, but is his receiver back? Because he looked like crap in the playoffs. He won 100%.
He didn't want to play with Breeze after Breeze made those racist ass comments.
Oh, okay.
He didn't want to be in that locker room with that man. That's why Breeze retired.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see what he gonna do. We'll see what's gonna happen. Jameis got a fresh start, and he got a battle. He got a battle the dude that took his team to a Super Bowl and won it. Jacksonville at my jersey number 25. They taking a defensive tackle out of Alabama, Christian Barmore, and then at 26, Jacksonville known for having a good defense. You talked about this early with the Cleveland Browns. They beefing up their defense. They get a defensive end out of Miami, Jalen Phillips. Now, what do your 25 and 26 look like?
So Jacksonville is taking the outside linebacker from Georgia, Aziz. I'm about to butcher his last name, Ojulari.
Okay, did good.
And then Cleveland is taking Christian Barmore.
Okay. Well, Christian. Okay, the person I just said. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so that makes sense. Both of them getting players to help their defense. That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, Baltimore Ravens, Lamar Jackson and his team is taking a safety out of TCU. I've seen the highlights of him. Trevon Morick. He a really athletic safety. He can return kicks and all that stuff like that. But he good on defense, and obviously similar to Seattle. I mean, similar to Pittsburgh. Baltimore build a team from defense.
Yeah.
So, what about you? What you got over there?
Baltimore, they taking the edge from Miami, Gregory Rousseau, and the Saints is taking J.C. Horn out of South Carolina, the cute corner.
J.C. Horn, I remember him from South Carolina. I got the Saints taking a linebacker out of Kentucky, Jamin Davis. But defense, I can see they got, like you said, them teams got enough offense. They don't need offensive players. They got enough.
They old, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. Malcolm Jenkins need to go ahead and take a seat.
Right.
He back there getting burnt, man. He looking like Walt Harris back in the day, man. People just picking on him back there. Malcolm Jenkins just need to go ahead and take a seat. But I like that cornerback pick for the Saints if he's there, because I heard you mention him earlier that he was going like in the around top 15.
Top 15, yeah.
Jason Horn. Yeah, so
yep.
I mean, if he's there, that's a great pickup for the Saints.
The
Saints got enough, like you said, they got enough offensive weapons, man. That O-line is always going to protect. James has always, to me, has been a great leader. Like he's always had a positive attitude about everything every situation he's been in. So from college to now. So I think he's great, man. I don't think they dropped the ball there. Although I feel like Taysom Hill can go somewhere and be a QB if that's what he want to do. But he's the most diverse player in the league.
Right.
Like you can put him at tight end, you can put him at running back, you can put him at quarterback, you can put him at receiver, and he's nice. You know.
Do you think if Tim Tebow would have accepted that role, Tim Tebow could have been a first Taysom Hill? But he was like, I'm a quarterback. I don't want to do all them gadget stuff.
I think he could have, but I also feel like I don't think he got the chance that these quarterbacks get now.
True. I agree with you on that. I definitely agree with that. About Tim Tebow. But I always think about that when I watch Taysom Hill play. Like, what do he do that Tim Tebow wasn't doing? And then, like, what if Tim Tebow would have just did running back, did wide receiver, did tight end? Like a lot of teams, wanted him to do.
Put me all over the field. Put me all over.
Yeah, but Tim Tebow was like, "Nah, I'm a QB, my man,and they was like, "Well, you're not gonna be in the league."
And you got 3 out of 4 national titles. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And then you come in your rookie year and you go 8-8.
Right.
So, you go on the 8-game win streak and win your first playoff game, and then after that, all of a sudden you're nothing. Come on.
Yeah.
I don't think Tebow got. I'm not a big Tebow fan. I just don't think he got his just dues. I don't think he got on these.
Yeah, he definitely need to get a fair shake. I agree with that 100%.
Like
he definitely
think he's better than
treated
Mitchell Trubisky, and I like Trubisky, but I think Tebow's better than Trubisky.
Oh, absolutely. I would definitely be right. I definitely have a T-shirt with me doing a pose because he'll be in the end zone a lot.
Tebow and
you got the Packers, the Bears rival. They taking somebody from your city, the Minnesota Golden Gophers. They taking a wide receiver, Rashawn Bateman, and then
I like that.
The Buffalo Bills is taking a defensive player from Miami, Gregory Rousseau. So talk to me about the Bateman. What you like about him?
But big receiver, big target, man. Go up there and get the 50-50 balls. Great route runner.
Aaron Rodgers throwing on the football too.
Yeah, he's a great route runner. And then when you got Devontae Adams on the other side, you know what I'm saying? You got Devontae Adams on the other side, man. That's a good pickup if Green Bay get them. Because mine say Green Bay's getting a linebacker from Tulsa, Xavier Collins.
Okay.
But
what about the next pick?
Buffalo's getting Joseph Osai from Texas, an edge rusher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, defensive end. Yeah. Well, look like Miami. I mean, they again. We are you've been making this point the whole day. If you got offense, you don't need to worry about tinkering with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just get with your defense, and basically Buffalo got what they need. At 31, man, it looks like they're trying to give my man Lamar Jackson some help. They're giving him Terrence Marshall Jr. He got the Kansas City Chiefs pick because Kansas City lost their offensive tackle like what, a week ago or something like that. Yeah. And so they're gonna get a wide receiver out of LSU named Terrence Marshall Jr. to give Lamar something. Get that man something, man. Like, y'all expecting this man to carry a whole football team in the best football conference on the universe and do all this stuff with no weapons. But y'all having them with high standards. Like, if you put any other quarterback on that team, they're not doing the stuff Lamar Jackson doing. But Lamar Jackson doing it. Let's get that man some weapons. What you feel about that?
But on mine, they giving him an old tackle from Michigan, Jalen Mayfield.
Protection, okay, that's cool too. But they got to.
I don't think protection is
get Green or Julio. Please come over there. If y'all watching this right now, Green, Julio, go to Baltimore.
I don't think protection is the issue with Baltimore. He has to hold the ball because his receivers can't get no space.
They can't get open.
They're not good route runners. If you put Hollywood Brown on the straight line, yes, but he doesn't have that most speed and athleticism where he can just give you that signal, that hand up in the air like I'm open, and you throw it and he gonna go get it. No, he's
because
not like
against
that.
the good teams got good corners. So he ain't getting no 50-50 ball. On 3rd and 7 and Lamar throwing it deep to him, Lamar know this boy ain't finna get unless he wide open. He not finna go get it like that, and then they breaking that up. But like a Julio on the 3rd and 7, Lamar can throw it up there. He can get it. Huh? You know what I mean? You get DeAndre Hopkins on 3rd and 7. He can go get it. You know what I mean? But Hollywood Brown too little. He fast, but he too little. He can't go get that. You know what I mean? He can't go into double and go get that. You know what I mean? So he needs somebody so he can make him stay one-on-one, and he can use his speed to do what he do. And then occasionally he'll be open for that deep ball. But he not the answer. So if Green or Julio can go over to Baltimore I'm gonna say Baltimore. I'm gonna cheer for Baltimore to win because Brady already got 7. I'm gonna cheer for Baltimore to win, but I'm gonna have if Julio go there or Green or both, I got Baltimore and Tampa Bay in the Super Bowl. And the last pick, Tampa Bay. They getting defense again. An offensive linebacker named Joe Tyron from Washington in the Pac-12 conference.
Man, they getting a D tackle named Levi Onwuzurike.
Okay, where you from?
Washington.
Okay.
I don't know much about him. I don't think they need another D tackle. They signed everybody back on the defense. They signed everybody back that they needed to on defense. So I think they're gonna be straight in that area. They signed everybody back on offense. So I mean, I think they can run the tables again. I just feel like if we would see, I don't know what these new tackles gonna look like for KC. It may be a disruption in their offense because they gotta come in, learn the lingo, learn the plays. learn the scheme. And
where did Sammy Watkins go? Because I know he left, right?
Did he? Did Sammy trying to be the man?
Sammy Watkins, hey, did he leave? Or he might have re-signed back. I think he re-signed back. I don't know.
Oh, no. He in Baltimore.
Sammy Watkins in Baltimore?
He in Baltimore.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I know he left. I knew they was talking about he was leaving. I didn't know he went to Baltimore, though. Okay?
Yeah.
That's dope. That's what's up. Okay, Watkins.
So you put Julio and AJ over there with Hollywood. Now you
with Hollywood and Sammy Watkins. Okay.
Put Hollywood, and I'll put Hollywood in the slot.
Put him in a slot because he could be like an Edelman. You know what I mean? Yeah. One of them little fast dudes that could shake, make you miss, and he gone. Because if you got Julio and then you got Sammy Watkins, you good.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And then Julio don't care about getting, 1,500 yards. He don't care about that. If they want him to block, he'll be like, all right, cool. Like, ain't no pressure on me. Lamar Jackson is the man. He'll be with it. His personality, his demeanor that he got, you know what I'm saying, fit that. So with Watkins, but they definitely need they definitely need to get Lamar Jackson a wide receiver.
Sure. Hey man, we gotta do this more often, man. I like this.
Yeah, man. Like anytime.
But we need to finish up on this debate because I gotta take my boy out to swim class.
Okay. All right. So we got a couple minutes. So earlier, if you following us, let's talk about a shy page on fan page on Facebook. Charles Oakley made a comment. He said that Julius Randle is he said way better actually than Zion Williamson. I disagree. I just think Zion got the X factor. Zion got superstar potential. Zion impacts the game in ways that Randle can't. Randle's having a good season in his 9th, 10th year, whatever year this is for him in the league. He's having an all-star season. He's doing – what year is this for him, cuz?
7.
7. Okay, 7th year in the league. 7th year in the league. And Zion, honestly, this is really his freshman year. I mean, last year he did play. They set him a lot. He was fighting injuries. He was out of shape and all that. He played like 12 minutes a game and was almost averaging 20. And this year, they done unleashed him. They done put the ball in his hand. And in 1 year, you just seeing this dude dominate. The New Orleans Pelicans have lost 14 games this year, leading with 3 minutes left in the game, leading by 5 points or more. They lost 13 games this year. And that's inexperience, that's leadership, that's coaching, it's a lot of things. And they're kind of fighting for that 10th spot. But if in them 13 games, let's just say they go 8-5. Right now, that means the Pelicans right now 4th, 5th place in the West. That's like Randle has never really done that until this year. He's never really done that until this year. So that's why I say it ain't even close to me. But you say yes, and why?
Okay, so let me break this down. I say this year he's better than Zion, and I say this to say that. All right, let's talk about Zion, what he's doing as a rookie. Who did Randle have to play with his first and second year in the league? Well, he broke his leg his first year. His second year, who he had to play with?
Oh, that's the team he had with the dude that told on everybody, Nick Young,
D'Angelo Russell.
He had Kobe on the team, right? Yeah. Nance Jr.
You just said Nance Jr. Though, but you just said the name of all names. You said Kobe. That's a whole different type of pressure. When Kobe's more feared than a coach on that team, that's a whole different type of pressure. You got to play with Kobe. Not only are you not going to get the shot attempts that you need, like, you're not going to – it's tough. Like, because if you miss 1 or 2 shots, Kobe ain't passing you the ball no more. Like, come on, man. And then after that, they draft B.I. and they draft Zoe, and he's with them. And, you know, they all have a pretty good individual season. Balanced team, could have been the team of the future if they stuck with it. but they let him go. They didn't want to resign him over in LA.
Right.
Goes to New Orleans, plays well. New Orleans already got two big men with Drew Holiday and Randle, but they got AD and they got Cousins. So he's coming off the bench, playing very well coming off the bench. So he had a different learning curve than Zion. Zion can come in and just ball in New Orleans. Had no worries. Right. He can come in and just ball. If you look at this year, they're about the same height, right? 6'7", 6'8", same height. No real big difference. Julius Randle averaged 3 less points than him. So he's averaging 23 points. He's averaging 10 rebounds, and he's averaging damn near 7 assists a game.
Right.
He's impacting the game, and his team is number 1 in defense in the league. Not just in
Tibbs always got the number 1 team. Tibbs made Minnesota a top defensive team, and they made the playoffs. So, that's what Tibbs do.
But what is Zion's weaknesses? He can't guard the perimeter. I've seen him get baked by everybody.
But their whole team can't guard the perimeter, and they got defenders on their team.
They got 2 defenders on their team. They got 3 defenders on their team: Josh Hart, Zoe, and Bledsoe.
And Hart.
But yeah, Josh Hart.
Oh,
that's it.
And the boy that played at OKC was a defender.
Who?
Big fella.
Oh, Steven Adams. Steven Adams.
I
forgot about him.
But none of them playing defense. None of them are playing defense. So that's that
who's
that fall off?
Is that coaching the players?
Yeah, that's definitely coaching. If you ain't playing for coach, like Bledsoe said, when has Bledsoe ever said, "Oh, look, Bledsoe came from Milwaukee"? This is what this man said after the game when they lost. I forgot. I lost. What did he say? I lost focus. I had a mental lapse. That boy ain't never had a mental lapse when he was on the number 1 defensive team in Milwaukee. And all them close games they played with, they needed a big stop, and he was there. Now all of a sudden, a year later, you get to a team and you having mental lapses. That's a coach. That means that the players ain't playing for you as a coach. Yeah, but they're gonna score 150.
But like I said, when they picked him up, Stan Van Gundy was not the coach for that team. He's not the coach.
Yeah, but I think last year when they had the what's the black coach name that they had? I forgot his name with the hazel eyes or whatever. He a cool dude. He actually, when I was in Phoenix, he was my assistant coach. When I was in summer camp and preseason with the Suns, he was I can't think of his name, but he was coaching under alongside of what's his name for a long time.
It's not Adrian Dantley.
No, ain't Adrian Dantley. I can't think of it. It didn't come to me though. But
I get it. Alvin Gentry.
Yeah, they was playing better defense under him. Now, like I say, Zion didn't play a lot last year. He didn't play. He was only playing 11 and a half minutes a game, seemed like. And they was taking him out the game as soon as he started cooking.
I don't know what Zion was. He played last year.
Man, Zion played like the Avant son. He only played 4 minutes and was almost averaging 20 points.
That man averaged 27 minutes a game.
He a superstar.
He ain't a superstar yet, man.
27 minutes. Come on, man. And this year, they said, Zion,
he's playing 30,
do what you want to do.
32 minutes right now, bro. That's it. That's not a big difference. 32 and 27.
Man, they kept taking that man out of games last year.
He needed to lose weight.
Yeah, okay, he had to get in shape. That's the immature. Like, man, the man was eating oodles and noodles at Duke a year before and was playing PlayStation. And then a year later, he got to be a pro. You got to learn how to be a pro. And then he had no vets on his team. Anthony Davis is gone.
Vets makes difference. Vets do make a difference. But
Derrick Rose, he got Derrick. Randle got Derrick Rose over there.
Man, first of all, stop it, because this man had J.J. Redick and he had Drew Holiday over there. 2 ultimate pros.
They not there no more.
They was there last year when he was fat.
Yeah, but it was a pandemic.
The pandemic. He got fat. Nobody else got fat.
Right, but a pandemic hit, he was like, man, right. So it was habit form.
An excuse for that man.
It was. I'm not making excuses. To me, he better than Randle. Period. He's a better player.
I'm not saying that he won't be, barring injury, but right now Randle's having an MVP type year. His team is.
I won't say MVP.
Dude, they didn't even make the playoffs last year. They fourth.
They did.
They fourth in the East right now.
They didn't make the playoffs last year.
They got the best defensive efficiency in the league. And
that's what Tibbs.
He's averaging 23, 10, and 7.
Hey, didn't Tibbs take the whole Bulls team? Tibbs take the Bulls team everywhere he go. He can go to Africa. Did. Hey, D Rose, let me get you.
I need D Rose. I need Gibson.
On the real, he always take the Bulls. He'll take Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler was such a superstar in Miami. He'll tell Jimmy Butler, man, we need you over here, baby.
Yep. Hey, I need you. We can get you what you got over there, but you need to come over here now.
Yeah. Jimmy can't lead though. Jimmy can't lead Miami. But that's Tibbs, man.
Yeah, but think about it. Every player needs that coach. Think about it. He's never had a good coach in the league, and Zion's probably looking like he's not gonna have a great coach yet either.
Yeah, Zion will have to wait a couple years.
Julius Randle on JJ Redick podcast said it's all about the coaching, man. He's like, I've never had a coach in my entire career that has me as prepped and prepared for every game that I'm about to play. He said Tibbs prepped me and prepared me for every game before it even, before the game even happens. And he's like, we're doing this without practice. You know what I'm saying? They got limited practice. So, man, like I said, it's Tibbs, but it's that player that wants to be coached and wants to learn and wants to get better as well. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Zion is not going to be better.
Yeah, because he played for Coach K, and Coach K is definitely disciplined.
No, who played for Coach K?
Zion played for Coach K.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So he gets that. Randle played for Calipari. Hey man,
Calipari let you go.
Yeah, do what you got to do and get yourself into the league this year.
Yeah, Calipari, the Red West. He got people footworking in practice. Hey. You know what I mean? Hey. You go to Kentucky, that's the Red West.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, look here, Catholic League. I feel like if barring injury, Zion's gonna ultimately be better than and have a better career than Julius Randle. But right now, this year, I think Julius is outplaying him. Like, you can't sit here and say he's a slouch on defense. He passes, and he's averaging more assists than Zion. He's averaging more. How many assists
Zion averaging? Because Zion passed that thing.
Zion's averaging 3.4 assists a game.
Okay, 3.4. Because, Lonzo and what's the name? Okay.
They got a lot of guards over there.
They do.
They got a lot of guards over there. Like, Randle is pretty much New York's everything. I mean, we got D Rose and RJ Barrett is not having.
But D Rose coming off the bench. D Rose, like, look, I ain't Chicago D Rose no more. I will help you, and I'm gonna give you everything I got. But give me I'm 25 minutes. I'm good with that. So
I like Rose
get you a starting point guard.
I think Rose deserves 6 man. I think Rose deserves 6 man when he's in Minnesota.
I think he should get 6 man of the year. Who else you gonna give it to? Who else could say they 6 man of the year in the NBA right now?
I can't think of nobody, man.
I
can't really think of nobody. Nope, not Kelly Oubre. He missed too many games, and he struggled.
Oubre missed too many games.
He missed too many games, and he struggled hard early on. Montrezl Harrell is not the same to me.
Nah, I wouldn't even think of him. I can't even say. Like, even if you look at the playoff teams, who coming off the bench for Brooklyn?
Landry Shamet and
neither one of them.
Jeff Green.
Neither one of them.
I can't really think of a 6 man.
LA. What about Denver? Who Denver got coming off the bench that's hooping? Will Barton?
Is it Will? No. Will not balling like that this year. I want to say, is Porter starting? Michael Porter?
Porter started. Yeah, Porter started at the 3.
I don't know who they got coming off.
It might be D Rose might be unanimous for that. He might be, because I can't think of nobody else.
I will say this too. So before they got D Rose over in New York, they was 11-14, and since they got D Rose, they like 27 and like 8 or 10 or something like that. Like D Rose been over there cooking too.
You been hooping, coming off like Shorty, telling the little rookie like Shorty Quigley, man, y'all do y'all thing. Y'all go ahead, shine. Y'all get it in. When I get in, I'm gonna do me. Man, y'all start. I don't care nothing about that no more. I done did all that. I'm the MVP. Oh, y'all make a name, and I'm gonna come in and do what I do.
I got about 5 minutes before I have to dip out. I got one more.
Yeah, man. We're about to close out, man.
I got one more for you. Now,
what's up?
I feel like this is a tough debate, and I feel like the supporting cast plays a big part into it. But Ja Morant and what's my boy over there, Colin Sexton.
Ja, that's easy. That's an easy one too.
Is that easy one when you got eight people over in Memphis averaging double figures and you can't keep nobody? Look, they got JaVale McGee up out of Cleveland.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean. Before Ja came to Memphis, what was Memphis? None. And then Ja Morant came and got him in the playing game.
Ja Morant, they had pieces in Memphis. They made solid pieces. Think about it. They traded Valanciunas for Marc Gasol. Then they had Jerry Jackson, and they got Brooks and what's the other big fella name, the light skinned dude from Gonzaga? They got Brooks, him, and Ja all in the same drive. They got all three of them in the same drive.
But none of them, you know what I mean? It ain't like that's like LeBron, KD, or nothing like that. Like them people was like, look at what Memphis at. Ja Morant, the reason why Memphis right there.
Okay, they're in 10th place. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but they still in the play-in. The last year they was. They was in the play-in.
Damn, this playoff position, this play-in game shit. That's bullshit. That's messing up the game.
But Ja Morant as a rookie, made them a playoff team. They lost to Dame Lillard. That's why they didn't make the playoffs. But they was in that thing. And this year, they in the same position.
But I don't respect that because you're rewarding losers.
I'm not rewarding losing. The man, all year they was actually in the playoffs.
Man, you rewarding losers. That playoff game is a rewarding the losers, man. Steph is a loser this year if the playoff game is not in. He's in 9th place.
Well, if Steph make the playoffs, Utah losing first round.
No, they not. Fuck no.
If Golden State make the playoffs, Utah losing first round.
To Golden State?
To Golden State.
Man, you want to put
Golden State get in this tournament, Utah is losing first round. I do not believe in the Utah Jazz.
If Utah beat Golden State beat Utah, when I come to Chicago this summer, we going to Chicago cut on me.
Man, let's do that. Hey, if Steph Curry and Steve Kerr and Draymond Green get in the tournament, Utah's in trouble.
Yeah,
Utah in trouble.
All right, look, man. We'll see, man. Look,
hey, yeah.
Same
Go
time
ahead
tomorrow.
And get out of here with young fella. Hey, man, it was good having you on. I definitely got to bring you back on.
Man, we can do this every day, bro. I'm on. I'm with it. Let me know.
All right, Dan. I got you, cuz.
All right, man. I appreciate you, cuz.
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right, man. That was a great show, man. Shout out to Rueben, man, coming on, just talking with me and everything like that. Let's talk about it, Shy. This is Locker Room Talk with Jitim Young. I'm your boy, Mr. Wildcat, Mr. Northwestern, Mr. Big Ten, Hall of Fame, Chicago legend, Jitim Young, Cadillac, Delano's finest. Man, we gave you a nice show within the locker room today. Shout out again to Rueben. Got to talk some NFL draft, Chicago basketball, some NBA basketball, and everything like that. Man, till next time, and God bless whatever you do. Do it to the best of your ability. Let's talk about it, Shy. I'm out. Y'all see the paraphernalia. Hey, if y'all want this sweatshirt, let me show y'all the whole thing. Let's talk about it, Shy. Sweatshirt. If y'all want that, make sure y'all log on to www.realroyalties.com. All right. Peace.